Hey visual learners, welcome to VL Extras, where we unpack tech's wildest stories with a side of sass. Buckle up because we're taking a wild ride to the moon. Picture this, it's 2030 and astronauts are cruising the lunar South Pole in what looks like the love child of a Humvee and a Mars rover. No, this isn't a sci-fi flick, it's NASA's Lunar Terrain Vehicle, or LTV, and it's being built by a scrappy Colorado startup called Lunar Outpost. Their latest prototype, the Eagle, is stealing the show, and I'm geeking out over it. Nobody knows if we'll be blasting Sweet Home Alabama while drifting on moon dust, but one thing's for sure, this thing is cool. In today's VL Extras, we're diving into what makes the LTV the ultimate lunar ride, who's behind it, and why it's a big deal for NASA's Artemis Campaign. Ready to roll? Let's go. So, what's a Lunar Terrain Vehicle? Think of it as the moon's version of a pickup truck. Tough, versatile, and ready for anything. Back in the Apollo days, astronauts drove a bare-bones buggy that was basically a golf cart with moon tires. It got the job done, but NASA's got bigger dreams now. The LTV is a next-gen beast designed to carry two astronauts, haul 800 kilos of gear, and trek 20 kilometers without a recharge. It's got to survive the lunar night, 2 weeks of minus 280 F darkness, and climb slopes steeper than a ski run. Oh, and it can drive itself like a self-respecting Tesla when no one's aboard. This isn't just a car. It's a science lab, a cargo hauler, and a lunar Uber all in one. Why is NASA so obsessed with building a lunar hot rod? It's all about the Artemis Campaign, their big plan to put boots back on the moon by 2027 and build a permanent base by 2030. Unlike Apollo's quick jaunts, Artemis is about staying. Think lunar Airbnb, not a weekend getaway. The LTV is key to exploring the moon's south pole, a treasure trove of water ice that could fuel rockets or keep astronauts hydrated. NASA's dropping $4.6 billion on this project, and they're not messing around. They want a vehicle that can handle the moon's rugged hills, craters, and shadowed craters while carrying tools for science experiments. It's like asking for a car that's also a spaceship and a geologist's best friend. In 2024, NASA picked 3 companies, Lunar Outpost, Intuitive Machines, and Venturi Astrolab, to design LTVs. They're in a year-long face-off, with one winner getting the golden ticket to deliver a rover to the moon for Artemis 5 in 2030. It's like Top Gear meets Star Trek, and Lunar Outpost's Eagle is burning rubber in the race.
We're going to the moon. With NASA's Artemis Campaign, we will explore the moon in new ways, travel vast distances, and discover more than ever before, all while learning how to live and work on another celestial body. A next-generation lunar terrain vehicle will take us to places never visited by astronauts. Harsh landscape, extreme cold, and limited sunlight at the moon's south pole demand a truly off-road and off-planet vehicle. It will let us conduct science and locate new resources, and that will help us go deeper into our solar system. We're building on over 5 decades of experience, and this time it will operate with or without astronauts on board, enabling continuous exploration and science on the lunar surface. We're sending a robust vehicle that can stand up to the challenges of the moon's south pole. For new discoveries, for places never explored, for the benefit of all. Welcome to the Artemis Generation's Lunar Terrain Vehicle.
Meet Justin Cyrus, Lunar Outpost CEO, and the guy who's basically living every space nerd's dream. Growing up near NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, Justin was that kid staring at the stars, probably begging his parents for a telescope. He's got a master's in electrical engineering and space resources from Colorado School of Mines and a bachelor's from the University of Colorado. But it's not just degrees. Justin's got grit. He and his brother Julian saw the space industry shifting toward commercialization in 2017 and jumped in with both feet. Their big bet? The moon's a gold mine for resources, and robotics is the pickaxe. Justin's led Lunar Outpost to some wild wins, selling lunar resources to NASA, helping produce oxygen on Mars, and landing MAPP on the moon. Now, he's spearheading the Eagle LTV with a dream team: General Motors for automotive chops, Goodyear for lunar tires, MDA Space for a robotic arm, and Leidos for tech smarts. His motivation? Making space a place where humans can live, work, and maybe even grab a lunar latte someday. The guy's not just building rovers, he's building the future. Now, let's talk about Lunar Outpost, the underdog stealing NASA's heart. Founded in 2017 by brothers Justin and Julian Cyrus, this Colorado startup is all about making space accessible. Their mission? Build tech for a permanent human presence off Earth while doing good back home. They're not just dreaming big, they're delivering. Lunar Outpost already made history with their MAPP Rover, the first U.S. robotic rover to hit the moon in March 2025. It's scouting resources like a lunar gold digger, mapping out water and minerals for future missions. They even sold lunar dirt to NASA. Talk about a cosmic side hustle. The company's grown fast, adding CTO AJ Gemmer and a crew of NASA and DoD veterans. They're lean, scrappy, and funded by a $12 million seed round in May 2025 from big names like Explorer One Fund. Why? Because Lunar Outpost saw the space economy exploding. Think mining, tourism, even lunar factories, and they want in. Their secret sauce? Building tough, affordable rovers like MAPP that can do real work, from prospecting to carrying payloads for Nokia or MIT.
Hi, my name is Justin Cyrus, and welcome to How to Make a Space Truck. Over the course of this series, we're going to take you from start to finish on how to build your very own space truck, land it on the lunar surface, and operate it to help build out the future infrastructure of space. Here at Lunar Outpost, we create mobility for extreme environments, including the lunar surface. This mobility and these robotic systems are critical to establishing and scaling large-scale infrastructure on other planetary bodies, including habitats, communication towers, power, roads, launch and landing pads, and much, much more. True to our namesake, we're starting off with the lunar surface by providing rovers that are heading to the moon in a couple months and larger rovers that are going to help set up large-scale infrastructure here in the next few years. Each time we send a rover up to the lunar surface, we're going to learn from it. So during Lunar Voyage 1, this is a fairly simple robotic system, mobility system, that is connected to the Intuitive Machines Nova-C lander through Nokia's 4G LTE network. And that offers us high bandwidth communications to the lander. As we start working our way out to Lunar Voyage 2, Lunar Voyage 3, Lunar Voyage 4, and then the Lunar Terrain Vehicle, we start utilizing direct communications back to Earth. In addition, we're going to be iterating on the autonomy and the artificial intelligence that's available on these robotic systems. You start off in Lunar Voyage 1 with a system that's mostly teleoperated and also has a little bit of waypoint driving. Very similar to the old Mars Perseverance rovers. Pick a point on the Martian surface, they can figure out how to get there. Our rovers are a step beyond that. You can give them a whole mission profile, and these mobility systems, these robotic systems, will figure out how to perform the mission at hand. And that is going to be a critically important differentiator. That's going to be a critically important step that we need to take to have a truly sustainable presence out in space. Let's take you into Lunar Voyage 1 through 4, which are our first 4 missions that are heading to the lunar surface. Now, Lunar Voyage 1 is launching later this year on a SpaceX Falcon 9 and landing on an Intuitive Machines Nova-C class lander. It's going to be the first rover at the lunar South Pole, the first cellular network on the lunar surface. first collection and sale of space resources in human history, and the first American robotic rover ever on the lunar surface. So we're extraordinarily excited about this mission because it's a full end-to-end commercial mission. Lunar Outpost is partnering with Nokia to bring their high-bandwidth 4G LTE network communication services to the moon. We're taking MIT with the resource camera and their Astrand, alongside some other really exciting commercial customers. However, Lunar Voyage 2 is much more of a scientific mission. We're going to explore Reiner Gamma. This is a magnetic anomaly on the surface of the moon that's been puzzling scientists for hundreds of years. This is a critical mission for us as humanity to understand how the moon was formed, how our solar system was formed, how resources are distributed on the surface of the moon. So in collaboration with Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory and NASA, we're going to go investigate this magnetic anomaly and figure out how and why it was formed. As we start moving on to Lunar Voyage 3, that is a fully commercial mission as well. That's heading to the lunar South Pole. And then Lunar Voyage 4 is part of an international competition called Trailblazer, held by the Australian Space Agency, to figure out what's going on at the surface of the moon, how we process resources, and how we scale production of resources on other planetary bodies.
Now, they're taking it up a notch with the Eagle LTV. Here's where it gets juicy. Lunar Outpost's Eagle LTV unveiled at Space Symposium 2025 in Colorado Springs. This isn't your grandpa's moon buggy, it's a space truck. Picture a rugged, open-air rover with a flight deck forward design like a lunar cockpit for two astronauts. It's got a reconfigurable cargo bed for hauling science gear, a robotic arm that grabs samples like a claw machine, and solar panels that sip sunlight to survive those brutal lunar nights. The Eagle can climb 20-degree slopes, dodge craters, and drive autonomously when astronauts are sipping Tang back at base. NASA awarded Lunar Outpost's Lunar Dawn team, yep, that's their cool code name, a Lunar Terrain Vehicle services contract in 2024. They're up against Intuitive Machines and Venturi Astrolab, but Lunar Outpost is flexing hard. They churned out 4 prototypes in under a year, each one teaching them how to nail NASA's tough specs. The Eagle is built to last years, not days, and can moonlight, pun intended, for commercial gigs when NASA's not using it. Think Lunar Uber Eats delivering payloads for private companies. With a preliminary design review this spring and NASA's final pick by year-end, the Eagle's ready to soar. Okay, let's get real. This is huge. The Eagle LTV isn't just a fancy moon car. It's the key to unlocking the lunar South Pole's secret.
Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
Look at this. This truck is built for the moon. Unlike normal cars, it has no windshield. There's no air up there, just sharp, electrically charged moon dust. To handle that, it uses electric currents to pull dust down under the truck. There are no doors either. Astronauts in bulky suits need to just walk right in. You drive it with a joystick, and instead of rubber, it uses airless tires that won't puncture, melt, or freeze in extreme lunar conditions. This rover can go faster than any vehicle on the moon. Not super fast, but enough to cover more ground. And the coolest part? The robotic claw to collect samples. Do you want to drive this truck? Then comment below and subscribe for more.
Look at this. This truck is built for the moon. So there are some big differences between this and your normal car. First, there's no windshield because there's no air on the moon. But there is really sharp moon dust. but it's electrically charged, so they use an electric current to pull it down under the truck. Second, there are no doors. Astronauts will be in spacesuits, which are hard to move in, so you need to just be able to walk on in. I got to drive, and you use this joystick. And on the moon, they'll use these airless tires so that they can't get punctured by the moon's sharp rocks, or melt or freeze in the moon's extreme temperatures, like any rubber tire would. This truck can go faster than any vehicle ever has on the moon, which isn't very fast, but it will help us go farther. And the coolest part is the claw. I mean, this very scientific arm to collect samples. Michelle Carre and I got to put this truck to the test. To see that, subscribe.
Water ice, that's rocket fuel, oxygen, and drinking water for future bases. The Artemis Campaign wants humans living on the moon, maybe even binge-watching Netflix in a lunar habitat by 2033. And Lunar Outpost, this tiny startup, is out here punching above its weight, taking on giants like Lockheed Martin, who they swapped for Litos, by the way. Drama alert. The funny part? We're talking about a car on the moon, y'all. Imagine parallel parking in a crater or getting a lunar flat tire. Except Goodyear's got these slick metallic mesh tires that laugh at moon rocks. Justin Cyrus is out here living his childhood sci-fi dreams, and we're all along for the ride. But seriously, this is humanity's next step, learning to live off Earth, prepping for Mars, and maybe, just maybe, making the moon our cosmic backyard. So visual learners, that's the Lunar Outpost Eagle, the moon machine that's got NASA, astronauts, and space nerds like me losing our minds. From Justin Cyrus's backyard dreams in Houston to a Colorado startup stealing the lunar spotlight, this is what innovation looks like. Will the Eagle be NASA's pick to carry Artemis astronauts? Can it help us build a lunar village and take us one step closer to Mars? Only time will tell, but I'm betting on these guys. Drop a comment. What would you pack in the Eagle's cargo bed for a lunar road trip? Like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more VL extras. Until next time, see you on the moon.
We're about to try to beat the lunar speed record in this brand new space truck. 3, 2, 1. This is the world's first space truck, and it's going to the moon to help astronauts go farther, faster, and discover places we've never been. Because humans are about to go back to the moon for the first time in 50 years. And no one but its builders have ever driven it until today. In this video, I'm gonna put this brand new space truck to the test in a series of 5 challenges. And I've invited someone who knows a thing or two about challenges. YouTube daredevil and host of Challenge Accepted, Michelle Carre.
Let's go!
Let's go! Time to see what this truck can really do.
The new one.
Hello.
What?
Oh my god.
Wow. This is gonna be in an upcoming Transformers movie, I'm convinced.
All my Star Trek dreams are coming true right now. First impressions?
It looks like it's supposed to be in space, that's for sure. And it feels like it's from like 300 years in the future.
This truck is very different from any truck you've seen on Earth. It's full of weird and interesting features. The first thing you might notice is no windshield. There's no windshield.
There's no windshield. No air on the moon. You don't need a windshield.
What about the dust, though?
Lunar dust, extraordinarily abrasive. So what we have to do is carefully design this vehicle to the point where it is not getting dust in the cabin.
Because moon dust is electrically charged, they use an electric current to pull it down under the truck. And look at these tires. We'll be using rubber air-filled tires while on Earth. But on the moon, they'll use these totally airless metal tires. The big reason that you need these on the moon is so that they can't get punctured.
Can't get punctured. No flats on the moon.
It's quite heavy, actually.
It is pretty heavy.
Woo!
The other reason that you need airless metal, not rubber, tires is the extreme lunar temperatures.
From like negative 200 degrees Celsius all the way up to plus 200 degrees Celsius. This does very well in all of those conditions. These would not last one lunar night.
The final airless tires will be bigger, the size of the rubber ones on the truck now. But the biggest thing to remember about this truck is that it's built for people wearing spacesuits. And And having tested NASA's newest spacesuit, I can tell you they are really hard to do things in. You have to go like this when you move. Wow. It's hinges, not like...
And very heavy.
Yes. Everything about this truck has to be designed with that in mind. No doors, no pedals, no windows. You just walk in and you sit down in these giant seats.
We have actually astronaut seat assist. It actually pulls them up out of their seat to help them stand up.
To help astronauts with their work, it's got cold storage for lunar samples and a rack for tools.
Very cute shovel. So if anyone from NASA is watching, I do think they should bring that shovel because it's very adorable.
This is just the start of how weird and otherworldly this truck really is. And each challenge is gonna put this truck and us to the test. Challenge 1, the obstacle course. This course mirrors some of the landscape on the moon. It has craters, uneven gravel and rocks, and steep inclines and declines, all of which this truck should handle with ease. The challenge is, Michelle and I want to see who can get around this course fastest. So, after a quick tutorial on how to drive this multi-million-dollar truck, we were ready. This is my big moment. I need to go around this obstacle course in, what's the time to beat?
2 minutes, 10 seconds.
2 minutes, 10 seconds. Let's see if I can do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Whoa!
Go to the left.
Okay. It does go faster. Driving the truck felt weird. I could feel the heavy-duty suspension absorbing all of the bumps and the craters. The wide wheelbase made it harder to turn than a normal truck. I had to sit really far forward because this was made for somebody in a spacesuit. And you turn by rotating and tilting the handle left and right. It felt like I was driving something out of a sci-fi movie. And to make the stakes even higher, they said that if we beat their time cap, they'll let us go faster than any previous public speed test. And stop! What's my time?
1:44.
Boom! 1:44! Put me on the moon! I felt pretty good about my time for my first try, but what I didn't realize is that they capped the truck's speed at 11 miles per hour. So how does 11 miles per hour compare to what the astronauts were doing on the moon in the previous vehicle?
So 11 miles per hour was really close to their max speed. They didn't really spend that much time at that speed because that is very quick on the lunar surface. So you do need to still keep a little bit of conservatism in terms of how fast you drive.
What was your time?
So the time to beat is 2:10 and I was 1:40. So that's your time.
Oh my God. Okay, well, all the pressure is on now. 2:10, I can do this. So my turn to drive, and I did hear that if both of us qualify, which Cleo already has, by beating the 2:10 time, we get to go very, very fast.
You go fast, straight on the runway.
Okay.
Awesome. All right.
We have to.
No pressure. You got this.
You're gonna flick that first switch to the right, and now the brakes are off. 3, 2, 1, go. Get after it. There you go. So we're going all the way around to the right. Good job, well done.
Fast and furious!
You got it.
Okay, here we go.
Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Pull back, pull back.
No holding back, no closing door. This is my
Lying with no more, teeth sinking deeper, hunger begging for more. Hands up, let it drop, feel the earthquake. Heavy bass line, make your spirit vibrate. No